Beautiful. Who would have known? Who would have known? Oh, just skimmed it. And oh no! Oh, as if. What is going on, team? Balance Boy here, and welcome to my first ever YouTube channel video. Now, I'm new to this whole experience, so you'll have to forgive me. I'm obviously going to be sketchy as hell, but the aim of this video is just to go over a couple of creations of mine I made in Besiege and talk about the channel a little bit, see where it's going to go or where I hope it's going to go. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the first creation you see before you is a Podracer. Now, this Podracer was created by myself, and it's been showcased by a couple of the bigger YouTubers, The Bearded Beast, Dracast. I actually made it for Dracast's channel, just because it was through him I found out about this game and I really enjoy it. So, yeah, it's proven pretty popular, and I'm so glad you guys like it. So let's get into it. Let's have a look at this Podracer. I'm going to explain a few things about it and yeah, just go over some conspiracy theories and give you guys a better idea of how it works. So, two big engines strapped to a pod. Yes, I used invisible blocks. It does ride on a sled, which some people don't like. Personally, I don't like using them, but in this scenario, if you want it to be realistic, you have to. There's no real way of getting it to hover above the ground as consistently as this actually does, or tilt and lean, and you know, the aim I was going for here was to have something that looked like a Podracer and also handled like a Podracer, and this is as close as I could get it in a night of Red Bulls and square eyes, you know. So we have basically started off with two inner cores, built a turbine around that, a ring around the center core, bolted all the panels to it. Both blades are counter-rotating. If I just quickly spin her there, you can see they spin in opposite directions. This keeps the engine neutral. It doesn't want to spin one way or another through counter-rotation. These blades on the front, they're trim tabs just to keep the engines balanced out. I remember one of the engines liked to lift up slightly more than the other. Drag tabs on the side. I don't know whether panels actually are affected by air in this game, but they look good if nothing else. These turbines or props on the side help push the pod round the corner, because without these, when you went to turn it, it'd just keep going sideways, you know. These little winglets here actually tilt the pod itself. Power coupling, engines are held into place by these grab pads here. Connecting ropes, and the wee pod at the back there, which has these fins which pop out depending on which way you want to turn. So if I turn left, that wing would be pushing the pod out to the right just to stop it from getting swung out later, because without those you go into a corner and then the pod slingshots around, and yeah, it just totally wrecks itself. We have the engine on the back here. This actually keeps the tension on the lines. Without that, every time I shut the engines down, the pod used to smash into the back of the engines and destroy it basically. We'll take the skins off and we'll have a look underneath. Now I've got something later in this video for you guys. You'll probably guess it by the title and thumbnail, but just hold on, it's coming. It's a fresh build. So if I turn the skins off, you can see we have these basically like skid pads, a base for the whole thing to move on. The rear, the pod is a basic 2 skids, plank of wood, hinge, and a balloon which keeps it upright, and it tilts using these. Actually, fortunately, because they are angled slightly on a diagonal, when they do operate, they tilt the pod one way or another. Contrary to what some people have been saying, are suspension components. They're not pistons, so when you turn, these don't actually drive. What tilts the pod are the winglets. And that's what keeps it realistic, because then you bank more the faster you're going, so it's a harder turn. If you look, it doesn't really bank when you stood still, but once you're going, then it will use those suspension components to tilt the engine one way or another. And you'll see the hinge on the middle three, and the middle three are the strongest of the three springs. Two on the outside, obviously. And yeah, that's about it. So I'll just give it a quick blast just so you guys can see it running if you haven't seen it before, and then we'll get moved on to the next project. Okay guys, so here we are in the pod. We're going to take it for a spin. Here's the different camera angles I had set up, looking at the engines, to the side, best one, first person view, and from behind. Actually, the one to the side is rubbish. That's just the free roam cam. But yeah, we'll go first person first of all. I have to run this at a slower speed because it is quite physics intensive and the game does not like it. E for the speed boost. You can see the two turbines on the back start to rotate. They give you a little boost. Now round here somewhere, I'm sure. Here we are. We've got some arches. So let's get some speed through these things and try not to hit anything. Oh, coming a bit. No, we're good. We're good. Now let's go for a crash just for the hell of it. Anakin would be proud. Oh, I missed. No way. Fail. Alright, let's change view and go for that again. Okay, we're looking good, boys and girls. Ah, there we go. Total destruction. Beautiful. I love how this thing falls apart. Anyway, that's enough of the pod, guys. Let's get on to what you've all been waiting for, the main attraction. And here she is in the flesh. That's right, it's a freaking TIE fighter. Now, I've been working on this for so long. It took me longer than the Podracer, actually, which you wouldn't think. Not so much in getting the basic frame of it going, but more in getting it to fly and handle like an actual TIE fighter. Now, this thing it's pretty simple. It was just fine-tuning of basic setups in like the control surfaces, the flying surfaces. Now, there are some invisibility blocks in here, and it is purely a couple of wings, props, and balloons. Thing is, with TIE fighters, they fly in space, and you see how they handle in space. There were sort of two options I could have gone down, two routes that, well, I didn't want to go down. That was the quadcopter route, in which case, yeah, I can hover, but it's not very good for flying around at speed or going upside down and doing loops and stuff. The other option was the aeroplane route, where I have wings effectively around the frame and it flies like an airplane, but then you can't take off vertically. You need a bit of a runway, you know. It's unless you go for sort of a VTOL thing. But I genuinely wanted to get that sort of weightlessness that you see that they have. So it's got some control surfaces inside. There's quite a lot inside the back of the bodywork. You've got your propulsion fans in there, and also these, you see 1, 2, 3, 4 wings there, and there's also a star shape of wings there. And you need to have it in the center of the structure because everything revolves around that point. So you're going forward, you're cutting through the air, you use your fans to twist the thing in the air, and the virtual air, however it works in Besiege, interacts with those wings on the center of the body and pushes the TIE fighter around the corner. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's take her up for a flyabout. Again, it's quite physics intensive. It doesn't look like it, but it's quite a big creation. So I've got my speed down at 70%. That should be fine. Yeah, let's take her for a run. Alright, we've got this thing on the left. This is a little fueling station I made. Just something for you to take some shots at if you are bored. Because on the front, as you can see, we have some cannons. Oh yeah, baby. We also have rockets. But because this creation's so damn fast, when you shoot them at speed, you actually fly past them. So they're pretty useless, but they're good to watch. They explode, and you got the whole firework thing going on. And yeah, okay. So to take off, there we go. Little press back on the down arrow, and away she goes into the blurry distance. We're gonna have to sort that out. There we go. That's better. So views, cockpit, follow cam, and distance follow cam. Let's get some cockpit action going on here. So let's do a bit of destruction, shall we? We're gonna head back round to our fueling station and see if we can take it out. X is the firing key, and the shots I've set up so they fire pretty much through the whoa, lag. What was all that about? And again, infinite ammo. We need infinite ammo. There we go. Marvelous. Now let's just double check that's working. Yeah, there we go. Alrighty. Where is she? There it is. I can see the fire burning. And oh, over the top. Over the top. This is quite tricky, which makes it more entertaining. I am happy with how this is handling now. Like, it's good. It's fun to fly. It's challenging, but everybody loves a challenge. Ah, poor again. Where's one? Oh yes, look at that. What a shot. That's part of it down. Beautiful. Can we go 2 for 2? Oh, hit it, but no explosion. Coming in. Coming in. Oh, bollocks. Oh, that is not pretty. Yeah. It's safe to say that we need a new TIE fighter. Here we go. Coming on. Oh, this is a bad approach. It's a bad approach. Oh, we're through the first one. Can we get through the second? Yeah, we're through. Right, let's put the hammer down. Oh no, I've clipped the floor. Bollocks! Ah. We're going to have to get one of those crashes in slow motion, guys. Oops. Wrong button. I don't know the buttons of my own bloody creation. Here we go. Down. Down. No! God! Damn it! Alright, let's try again. Nicely. Nicely. Nice. Oh, can we do it? Can we go? Can we get this one? Can we get this one? Oh! No! God! At least go through! Well, at least part of us made it through, you know? Okay, let's go for another run. Oh, shit! Forgot about that! Yeah, that didn't go so well. Tell you what, let's try it in this view. I very much doubt I'm going to have any more success. Oh, I don't know. Oh, beautiful. Who would have known? Who would have known? Oh, just skimmed it. And oh no. Oh, as if. Ah, man. Well, we're missing half a solar panel, and we are. Shit. We were going down. I accidentally clicked the spacebar. Getting carried away there. Right. I know you guys have been waiting for this. Let's go for some destruction. I'm gonna fly her full speed straight into the wall. Right, I see it. I'm gonna have to slow this down quickly. Okay, where is this wall? Am I going too high now? Oh, there she is. Brutalized. That was going at some speed. Ouch. There's just a little H shape there from where she impacted the wall. I feel kind of bad. That is a major destruction. Alright, let's speed this back up. Whoa, what are we looking at? What are we looking at? It's raining TIE bits. Beautiful. Well, that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I mean, my first ever YouTube channel video. I've been so nervous commentating on this thing and trying to think of things to say. It's harder than it sounds, especially trying to fly this thing and talk at the same time. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you want more videos like this, I am going to be doing more Besiege creations and also doing some other gameplay in different games. I tell you what, just throw me a comment in below this video and let me know what you want to see. If you want to see more from myself. So yeah, I hope you had an awesome time watching this video, guys, and I shall catch you on the flip side.